welcome to the Three Not So Wise Men. I'm Jack.
I'm Krais.
And I'm Austin.
Today we are going to do a pitch on make your own video game DLC. Austin, what do we mean by that?
So, what we mean by that is instead of making some original game, we're going to take an existing game and then we're going to add some additional content to it. Man, I'm struggling today.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Get him an energy drink.
I'm on it, sir.
You got one? Anyways, what I mean by that
How much you looking for? Just opens up jacket to show 6 different bottles.
I got the Celsius, I got the Monster, I got the Red Bull.
I even got 5-hour energies.
But yeah, what we mean is we're going to add some additional content to it, and we're going to just provide more to the game. So, and this could be anything. This could be anything that decided that it had a complete edition, but, you know, maybe we didn't feel like it was the complete edition.
Mm.
And it could be anything from just more characters with some gameplay adjustments. It could also be full story DLC, kind of like with Blood and Wine with The Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of routes you can take with DLC.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I really don't think we need to provide a whole lot of background since most games nowadays have DLC of some sort. Whether it be like you paid stuff like what they had with The Witcher, or even what was their newest game, Cyberpunk. They had a Liberty City DLC, Liberty City's GTA, but whatever. Or Mortal Kombat. It always does their stuff with character and combat packs.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's stuff like Minecraft and Fortnite where you get free updates every couple months.
Yeah.
So honestly, there's a lot of different routes you can go.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything else to add before we get started?
Not really. I mean, there's nothing really to talk about our experience. I mean, we play video games and we've talked a lot about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I say let's just get a rock and then a roll.
yeah, sounds good to me. We'll get started here in 3, 2, 1, go. And time.
Okay.
Hey,
I got done.
I feel
It's done.
like I was just adding extra details.
It really was at that point.
Yeah.
This was a pretty easy pitch.
Yeah. Well, once I had my concept, it
Yeah.
was pretty
The hardest
easy.
part was figuring out which game to choose.
Yeah.
But once you had that, it was smooth sailing.
Yeah. All right.
Everyone feeling super excited? Really wants to go first?
I'm good. I'd be happy to go first, but I feel like I'm good in any order.
Okay.
I never want to go first.
And just for that, I hope Krais goes first.
And I always go first.
You haven't gone first recently.
It's
been a little bit.
It's going to go first now, though.
Is Krais right?
Krais is very much correct. Krais, you get to kick us off.
All right.
Yay!
And the rest of
Following
second and
Krais will be... me. And then Jackie will finish us up.
as always, best for last.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. All right.
Alright, Krais.
Do you
kick
don't
us
have
off.
much written down, or is it more pages?
Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
I was like, you've got like 5 things written down there, dude.
Yeah, no, I have more. It's a DLC. There's not supposed to be all
Yeah, all the hard work
Oh,
is
yeah,
done
information.
already.
But this is going to take a lot of explaining
Okay.
because I picked a game that I know you guys know that I know about.
Okay.
Okay,
I
but we
know
know that
you
you
know.
know that we know about.
Yes.
I
But
love that their jokes were exactly lined up, as always.
But I know that you guys aren't the most familiar with, so if you have any questions, please ask.
Mhm.
Okay. So the game I picked was Persona 5 Royale.
Okay.
Okay. So for the listeners and for you guys, Persona recently came out with a remaster of their third game. And with the third game, they introduced a DLC called Episode Aegis, which is a character in the game.
Mhm.
And I was thinking, why doesn't Persona 5 Royal have one? And then I had the thought of, oh wait, what would it be about?
Yeah.
Well, that and what would it be about?
Okay.
Because in my opinion, Persona 5 in general is a very fleshed out game.
Mhm.
It was fine in the vanilla version and became way better in the Royal version, but anyways. But I decided to go kind of a similar route with the DLC. I call it Episode Akechi. For everyone who doesn't know, which is sure is everyone else who's listening, Akechi is the rival of the main character in the game.
Mhm.
Okay? Spoilers for the game, just a heads up. So halfway through the game, it's revealed that Akechi is more than just an ace detective trying to stop the bad guys. No, he is working for the bad guys and has been causing a lot of like death behind the scenes. He's a very troubled individual. But besides all of that, he's just a very beloved character, and I built this DLC to be like, oh, you love Akechi so much? Here's his DLC. Here's his story. So the DLC takes place between the part of the game where the main character fakes his death and the death of Akechi. Okay, there's a brief window of time where Akechi like leaves the group to go do his own thing. We don't know what he's doing all the time, but we do know that he like murders fake protagonist and like goes about his daily life to do other things. And while the protagonist is like gearing up for a battle, Akechi's off doing something. We know that he does kill a NPC that I didn't like, so I fixed it. So, in the DLC, you play as Akechi trying to basically murder the head of the Special Investigational Unit because he dies like in a cutscene, but we never actually like figure out what he was doing for the villains. He was just kind of like, oh, I'm the evil henchman that's talking to the villain, being like, yes, boss, we will do that. We will kill the innocent people. Wah ha 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 ha. Okay, that's his whole dialogue basically, and he just dies off like via a cutscene. So I fixed it with this DLC. So, like I said, the DLC takes place between killing the fake protagonist and his actual death in the game. So just covering some gameplay because I wanted to figure out how it would be different. Akechi has an ability similar to the protagonist where he can acquire multiple personas similar to the protagonist, but he only has like 2 confirmed ones. He has one called Robin Hood and one called Loki. And they have similar abilities, but I made it so that their abilities are a little bit unique to themselves, and you can switch between the 2 depending on the situation. So Robin Hood has like bless attacks. He also can apply buffs to yourself and to some of other personas that you can acquire. I'll get to those later. Robin Hood is also able to do healing so that something happens. Loki, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. He is able to do curse damage. He does debuffs instead of buffs. He also has... Loki is the persona in the game that has the ability to cause persona to go berserk, which is basically just making them go like a psychotic state of like attacking the enemy and just losing all sense of morality. It's with this ability that I've figured a loop around having party members. In the base game, you're able to negotiate with other persona to acquire their abilities and use them in battle. But in in the DLC, it's a more twisted version. You're able to use Loki's berserker power to like find a persona and just use them as like a pet, kind of. Like it would be like similar to like Pokemon. You capture a monster and you release it, but you can only keep a certain persona for so long. Because it's not actually his, it's like something you have acquired. Yeah. So, like I said, player would go through the director of the SIU. Again, didn't have a name. Didn't want to give him a name because I didn't see a reason to. And you would go through his palace, which is basically the Ministry of Defense, and you're fighting like a general version of him. Like not a general version, but like the general, the soldier, the version is what I'm getting at. So that's like the first half of the game is like going after the director of the SIU, which was because he's kind of a loose end. He knows who Akechi is, and he just needs to go. Yeah. During the DLC, though, Akechi is dealing with his past because he thinks he just killed the one person that treated him like a friend, and we see how negatively that affects him. In the palace that we go through in the first half of the DLC, we fight different versions of people that Akechi has killed, just symbolizing how haunted he is. of his past, but trying to trying to push past it to acquire his goal of killing his father. Yes, this is a Star Wars story. Again, the amount of stuff I have to explain is ridiculous.
Yeah. But still.
Yes, because the DLC takes place during a very lore-heavy space, but it was the only spot that could make sense. Mm-hmm. In the second half of the DLC, you go into Shido's palace, which is believed to be the final palace of the game, and who Masayo Shido is Akechi's father, who is using Akechi as like his puppet. Mm-hmm. It's at this point that Akechi like learns that the Persona 5 leader is still alive. He goes into the palace to like find him, and he has to fight more enemies along the way. Some of which are more people that he killed, just cognitive versions of, again, a lot of science jargon. But point is, fighting more significant people that he has killed, particularly Wakaba and Akumura, which you guys don't know who they are, but they are two very important characters whose children are part of the main group. Like Wakaba's daughter and Akumura's daughter are both two of the recruitable characters that Akechi has killed. Okay. And we have that fight. And it's even more prevalent because Akechi has now worked with the two members of the group. He also now fights the final boss is a shadow version of Joker. Now that Shido knows who is coming after him, he fights what Shido expects Joker to be like, and just fighting this weird twisted version of Joker and dealing with the fact that he thought he killed like his one friend, and it's just
Joker's the main.
Yes, he's the main protagonist. Basically, what I was trying to do with this DLC is give some love to one of the most beloved characters in the game by giving him this episode and seeing a side of him that we don't normally get to see because he has a dark and twisted story and path when you do meet up with him because of who you play in the game. But yeah, that's about it. I could go more into the actual game, but that's not the point of this pitch.
Yeah. Austin, you want to go first? Or?
Sure, I can go first.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it's a really nice addition. I don't know a whole lot about Persona 5, so it's not easy for me to critique it. But I think just adding an additional story to a fan favorite character is always a good route to go. The story itself, what you provided, seems really solid. I don't know how much more than that. I thought it was well done.
I agree for sure. One, I did have a question, but first, I really liked the idea that the symbolism of him fighting like versions of people he's already killed. That's like pushing past that. That's not fully original, but I really like, and you did it really well. I feel like that's a really cool thing that you added into that. My question is, since it's a DLC of a part of a story that we've already seen, by we I mean anyone who's played it, I haven't had the chance to. Would you insert it like as part of the story? If someone like goes back and plays through, would it be like along the way, or is it like you play it when you beat the game and then you jump back in the story? The second one? Yeah,
it would be that because you technically also have the ability to roam around the city as well as Akechi because you need equipment to like go into the boss battles, but that's kind of a base game function already. You're just playing it as Akechi now, but it would be something that after you beat the game you can go back and elect to play the Akechi DLC. And you would be that level. You would be the level that you would be during that part of the story, but yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of sometimes when like in Assassin's Creed they have like it's kind of a spin-off mission where they bring in like a historical figure or a specific event and you play through it with that, but it's like not necessarily a part of the full plot.
Yeah.
It gives that vibe, and I always love when they do that, as long as they make it work, and it sounds like you really did.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you add any different gameplay features, or is it all basically still the same?
The biggest thing is the Berserk feature. Like, it's similar to the negotiation part of the game where you are able to like have a conversation with these creatures to acquire their abilities. But in the DLC, it would be more of a come hither than a would you come
Yeah,
with me?
so like just a slight addition to
Yeah.
addition thing. So similar to like what they did with Witcher when they added additional mutagens with Blood and Wine.
Yes.
So yeah, that works perfectly for our DLC.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just curious about if there's any other like new features in the story.
Nothing.
Which, that's not always necessary, but sometimes it's just a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right,
I guess-
Austin, you're up.
Yeah. So, for clarification, when I was trying to figure out what game I wanted to do, I really shot myself in the foot last episode when I said that I would not do Red Dead Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically the second one, because that one has not received a story or any single player additional content. So that one was a right picking in for DLC.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm a man of my word. So I chose not to do that. I looked at doing Gotham Knights, but the only things I really would add is one playable character and crossplay, so that way Xbox and PlayStation and PC could all play together. But it's been over 2 years since I last played the game, so I couldn't really provide more details on that. So I decided to pick something that's a little bit more topical right now, since, for clarification, I guess the game I chose is Mortal Kombat 1.
Is that the newest or the?
It's the most recent
Okay.
entry. The reason this is very topical right now is that they recently announced that they are releasing their definitive edition, which is basically they're concluding, saying like we're done with all the story characters, all the additional contents here. We might have a couple more balance fixes, but no more additional new content. And fans were not too happy with that. They were really pleading for some missing fan favorite characters as well as some missing modes and features. So I decided to make this DLC a love letter to fans of the franchise, and as a way to celebrate the release of the definitive edition. So this is going to take a page out of Mortal Kombat 11's additional story DLC called Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. This is called Mortal Kombat 1 Epilogue. And basically, instead of it being one long story that takes place afterwards, it's actually two shorter stories. First story is Mortal Kombat 1 Epilogue Outworld, which focuses on Melina. Actually, before I go into the stories, price for the DLC would be about $50, pretty standard for Mortal Kombat. With every DLC, they always add new characters. One of the biggest complaints about the characters in this game is that, or the DLC characters in this game, is that each combat pack which is their, group of characters that they release. They were very guest character heavy, with half of each pack having guest characters, which was brand new to the franchise. Not new guest characters, but like having half the pack being guest characters and not original Mortal Kombat characters. So as a thank you, or as
A love letter to the
love letter fans, this whole combat pack is just Mortal Kombat characters.
Ooh.
So, first character we got is Jade, which is the female Green Ninja, and she has the bow staff and she's probably one of the most requested characters for Mortal Kombat 1, and she's also a personal favorite of mine.
Gotta add that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The second character I added was Scarlet, which is the red female ninja, and since Mortal Kombat 1 had most of the color swap male ninjas, I figured might as well round it out and get most of the female ninjas in there, which adding Jade and Scarlet, you get that, with the exception of Frost, who is a cameo fighter, who's just like a tag assist character. But we already have Sub-Zero. I didn't feel like we needed Frost in it. Third character I added was Kentaro, which is a creature called a Shogun, and he's from a tiger race, so he looks like a giant four-armed tiger, bipedal four-armed tiger, and he's gonna be our Shogun representative, because each game since Mortal Kombat 9 came out way back in 2011, they've always had this race called Shoguns, which are like half dragons. And basically, Kentaro has not been playable since before Mortal Kombat 9. He's showed up in Mortal Kombat 9, but he was not a playable character. So it's Kentaro's turn to be the Shogun representative for this game. Another fan favorite character who's been around since the first Mortal Kombat game way back in the 90s is Sonya Blade. She is a military character, and she's been a fan favorite since, and she's actually the only original character from the original Mortal Kombat game who's not a main playable character. She's featured as a cameo fighter, another tag assist, but it's kind of weird that you don't have Sonya Blade in one of the main games.
Yeah.
And then followed up behind Sonya is her partner, Jax, who is another military man, but his feature is that he has giant robot like robot arms. So he's just a fun grappler, brawling type. Krais played him a little bit in Mortal Kombat 11 when I forced him to play that.
Yeah.
I just remember those two from the movie.
Yep, they're in the movie, so really fun, fan favorite characters. And then finally, I have Nightwolf, who is the Native American fighter for the franchise. And I figured it would just be nice to throw him in there and have him work along Special Forces as a representative of Earthrealm.
Yes. I like them.
Yeah. So, going into the story expansion, like I said, there's 2 separate stories that are played through it. Epilogue Outworld follows the new Empress Melina after she takes the throne of Outworld, and she begins to crack down on the rebellion that's forming within her palace. So, Chapter 1, you'll get to play as Jade, one of the newcomers. Chapter 2, you get to play as Jade would be like an advisor to the council. As in this time period, she's been set as a countess, so she might be able to provide funds or something. I don't know what they plan on doing with that. Kentaro, I saw, is one of like the bodyguards in the game, so he can fill out that part and get a couple of fights in. Chapter 3 would be focused on Scarlet. I don't have a whole lot with that one, but figured we throw in there. And then I decided for Chapter 4, I would, instead of Melina, which Melina might be able to be a tag assist, which I'll come back to tags later in a bit. But I have Katana, since she did not have Katana's the blue ninja with fans, and she's been around since Mortal Kombat 2, another fan favorite. She did not get a playable chapter in either the base game or the story expansion Chaos Reigns. So we're like, give her a time to fight in the story. That's about all I got with the story for that one. Epilogue Special Forces follows Kenshi as he and Jax formed the Earthrealm Special Forces after Kenshi's experience on Outworld and realizing that Earthrealm needs to be prepared for it. So Chapter 1, you get to play as Jax. Chapter 2, you get to play as Nightwolf. Chapter 3, you get to play as Kenshi. And then Chapter 4, you get to finish off with Sonya Blade.
Nice.
So I figured finishing off with Sonya Blade, who's one of the original characters in the franchise, would be a better send-off point.
I agree.
Both of these stories should serve as a setup for what's going to be happening in the events of the next game, while also concluding their own like smaller base stories. Typically, Mortal Kombat, going off of Mortal Kombat 1 or Mortal Kombat 11's DLC and Mortal Kombat 1's Chaos Reigns, usually the time is roughly like 4 to 6 hours to complete the stories. So I decided to split that up, 1 to 3 hours for one chapter, other 3 hours for second chapter. So that way they're just more self-contained and don't have to be this bigger grand scale like they like to push for. With every big update, they decided to make some adjustments. So for my gameplay adjustments, I decided that we're going to do the typical adjust character balances, make sure everyone's all balanced up so no one's super overpowered. We're finally going to add the 1v1 mode that people have been begging for since before the game released, since the only way to fight with this game is to use the tag feature, and not a lot of people are a fan of that, myself included, because I'm terrible at using them. But yeah, it was very odd that there wasn't a 1v1 mode, just a plain fight mode. Also with that, we're adding a very big fan requested game mode that has not been seen since Mortal Kombat 9, which is the tag team mode. So that way you can swap out with additional characters or even go up to 4 players now, which was one of the big features that got me into Mortal Kombat way back when I was playing with my dad, brother, and sister. But it has not been seen since. In addition to all these big updates, they also like to add one big key feature from past games. So with Chaos Reigns or Mortal Kombat 11, when they had the Aftermath DLC, they added friendships. So instead of like doing a brutal killing, they do something stupid and corny, and they're friends now.
Yeah.
With Chaos Reigns, they introduced animalities, so the characters will turn into a giant animal and brutally kill someone. And with this one, I decided to bring back stage fatalities, where you get to do something that interacts with the environment. So with this one, all the new maps will have a stage fatality, and I have details on those, as well as a couple selected maps from the base game that don't have them will get some sort of stage fatality. Also, it's good for their trailers for the marketing because they love to show off how brutal the game can get because it's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Another big staple of the franchise that was missing from this game was the crypt, where it's kind of like an explorer mode where you come across certain things and you kind of loot and you get either supplies, gear, or something for your characters outside of the crypt, which honestly, really surprised they didn't have it, and it's a good thing to have. What they have now is called the Shrine, where you can spend some coins that you earned in-game, and then it gets you random pieces, kind of like a loot box system. there wasn't like a list of what you could get on it. So I'm not sure if they did eventually add that, but if not, I have it here. So you're going to have a list and see what you could possibly win from the shrine.
There you go.
Character customization. One of the biggest things that they don't have in this game, but was heavily featured in Mortal Kombat 11, was character loadouts. Basically what it is, it's going to allow you to swap character skins and gear pieces in the fighter menu. So instead of going all the way back and swapping it out in the character customization, you can just, hey, we're setting up this next fight. I don't want to wear this costume this time. I want to wear this costume.
Yeah.
It's just a nice little feature to have.
Yeah. What was it? Quality of
life, yeah.
Yeah, quality of life.
Another thing to add to the customization, we're giving the characters intros and outros. So kind of another feature from Mortal Kombat 11 that they had. Last little customization thing is that as another treat to the fans is that every Mortal Kombat character on the roster is going to get one free skin that's a classic outfit from one of the previous games.
Ooh.
So good way to get that. I put down the guest characters are not required because that requires a lot of legal stuff, and it's just like, this is a love letter to fans. We want to make it about Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
All right, so since it's being a big love letter to fans, it wouldn't be the same if we didn't add new maps. Or should I say returning maps.
Oh.
So
Jinx.
we had to go back to the classics, and we had to go from the original game. We have the pit, which is just a high up platform, and if you knock, and the stage fatality for that one is if you get the uppercut right for it, you just send someone up flying, and they go falling hundreds of feet onto spikes.
Ooh, fun.
Ooh.
Very classic.
Yeah.
The Deadpool, which is, there's a map called the Deadpool. It's literally a small platform. It's surrounded by acid. And basically the stage fatality for that one is, again, you knock the person up in the air and they get hooked onto one of the giant man-sized fish hooks, and it slowly lowers them down into the acid. This is not an original. Those two were ones that are from the original games.
Yeah, still.
Or at least Mortal Kombat 9 and 11.
It's brutal.
I couldn't remember if this one was the main one, but another one from Mortal Kombat 3, also, and Mortal Kombat 9, is the subway, where the stage fatality for that one is that you take someone's head and you shove it against a moving train so it starts like skidding their face. And then once that train passes, the character throws them into the other train track where they get hit by another train.
Invincible.
Yeah,
I was
basically.
about to say, like,
Except they're not
Omni-Man a character?
Yeah, it's just going to be a little vice versa. Instead of going inside the train, you just stay on the outside of it. And then the final map I have is Special Forces HQ, which I think there's been some indications of it, but it's not a very fan favorite map, but it works for the DLC story.
There you go.
So basically what's going to happen is you're going to power kick your opponent into a stash of explosives that's going to send them flying up, and then a sentry gun's going to lock on and shoot them out of the sky. And then the final thing I added to the game was online lobbies, which is something that content creators were heavily requesting because you can put like 50 some people all in one lobby, and you could rotate in and out. You can't do that in this game, and it's weird because this was a feature that they had way back in 2011. At least, possibly even more back in the PlayStation or PS2, PS3 era. But yeah, that's kind of what I have for this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Krais, you know it first?
Sure. I think this is a good DLC. We've had our fair share of squabbles on Mortal Kombat 1.
By squabbles, he means I kicked his ass.
I got you a couple times. Because I
One
didn't...
time doesn't count.
Okay. Anyways, I think these are good, some good additions. I'm always a sucker for a good roster. Didn't you say Jax is a playable character now?
Yes.
Yes, I was looking forward to that because he was one of those characters in the franchise that I was like, I really want to play him. And then he's not in Mortal Kombat 1, and so I really want to play him. But yeah, and you also gave us not just characters, but a bunch of goodies as well, like new maps, new fatalities, just all around a lot of good stuff that may not be all new, but like stuff that people love and enjoy from older games. Yeah.
I don't want to just repeat what Krais said, so a lot of what I have to say is Krais just said it. But one thing I do like is when it's a final DLC for a big game like this is like a wrap up, like here's where we were. This is callbacks to previous games, especially the franchise that's been going this long. And then that way it feels like I feel like it's a better conclusion when games do this before they move on to the next one. It's like, hey, this is where we've been up till now. get ready for the next step.
Yeah, it goes out on a high note.
Yeah.
And compared to where Chaos Reigns kind of was a disappointment, both critically and by fans, it was just kind of like, hey, let's end this game on a high note.
Yeah. And I feel like it was just a good move there.
Yeah, because truthfully, it has one of the best rosters for a Mortal Kombat game. It's just...
Could be better.
It could be better. Yep.
All right. Anything else, Chris?
No.
All right. My turn then. All right. So the game I did for my DLC.
Pokemon Silver.
No.
Dang. Pokemon Gold.
No.
Dang it.
Please stop while you're not ahead.
Pokemon Emerald.
Stop Pokemon. I promised I wouldn't.
Dang it.
Minecraft. No, not really.
I was gonna say,
God.
wait, what?
I got so excited, like, Jyck!
No. I just wanted to see y'all's faces. Okay, no. The one I actually did was Marvel Rivals.
Oh!
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was looking at the games I've been playing, and I haven't played one recently that I would know well enough to do this pitch outside of Baldur's Gate 3. But there is so much, and the creators are also like, we're done with the game. We feel like it's finished, so I'm like, I don't want to touch that. So what I decided to do was look through what I had, and I saw Marvel Rivals, and I was like, I'd like to add some stuff to that. So that's what I did.
Okay.
So I added 3 different things. One was characters, I added a map, and I added a game mode.
Ooh.
The game mode, we'll get to that. So first off, I added 4 characters.
Okay.
And this comes in 2 waves, kind of like what they did for Fantastic Four.
So another
Okay.
mega season.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, more 2 seasons because they don't relate to each other.
Okay.
But the first one, I felt like I don't know why. I know why they didn't do this because Fantastic Four was coming out. But the first 2 I feel like should have come out already, which was Daredevil and Kingpin.
Ooh.
Kingpin is a little harder.
I know, Daredevil
but-
was like, Daredevil makes sense. He's like, with the high movement in the game, it makes
Yeah.
sense for Daredevil to be in it. But
Yeah.
Kingpin, I'm kind of interested in.
Yeah.
I see him. You know what? Do you have, like, okay, you know what?
I've got some details.
Cool, go.
All right. So I'll go through their character stuff, and then I'll move on to... I'll reveal the other 2 characters, because I have a whole reason for those 2. All right, so Daredevil, get into some basic overview stats. He's a duelist. He's a melee fighter, of course. He has average... Goodness! Chris just lowered his glasses super low and was just staring at me. He's a duelist, melee. He's got average speed and like damage and such. He doesn't move too fast or too slow.
Pretty average build.
Yeah, pretty average build. His main attacks are with his billy clubs, but I gave 3 abilities and then an ultimate. I didn't say like what buttons they were because you play in keyboard, controller, etc. So the first one is a aimed billy club cabled throw. So basically he throws it with the cable so it comes back.
Okay.
But you aim it so you can hit specific things. There's a reason for that. The second ability is parkour. Basically, it lets him jump between spaces and jump off walls pretty well.
Okay.
He'll basically get like 3 jumps, essentially, and then it refills. Ability 3 is like he goes into this mode for a bit. Is super senses. I didn't have a good name for it. But
Echolocation.
that works, yeah.
Yeah, that's
but yeah, not just hearing though, because what it does is it shows weak points in enemies. So what I mean by that is it'll show like a shoulder like will glow. So when you use your aimed billy club, it deals a critical amount of damage when you hit that spot. But also if you're up close, same thing. So when you're hitting normal with the billy clubs, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Which can be a little difficult for the
Yeah.
smaller characters, but
Trying
that's
to
not
hit
my
Rocket.
problem. Yeah, that's not my problem. The target. Well, the
Yeah,
target.
it's gonna be my problem as Hawkeye.
Yeah. And then his ultimate is he auto attacks all nearby enemies bouncing off them. So like he'll kick one, punch another, bounce a few times, and the more he does it, the more damage he does. But if he doesn't hit someone, it just stops early. So like if there's 2 there, but he has 3 attacks, it's boom, boom, and then it just stops. He doesn't go back to a previous one. So you got to time it well.
Okay. The hallway scene.
Yeah.
Yes!
What?
I love the hallway scene.
It's so good. That's my thing is Daredevil's. While he is good one-on-one, his specials, when he gets super special, it's like an ultimate. It's fighting a bunch of guys at once.
Boss,
In the parkour.
Daredevil's coming our way. We gotta stop him. It's okay, fine. We'll get the guns. You don't understand. He's in a hallway. Oh, fuck.
We're dead. We're dead.
Every man for himself.
Alright, then we got Kingpin. Vanguard, melee, and he's rather slow, but he does big damage. He is the definition of a tank. Yeah, this is probably right up Krais' alley. So his main attacks are just simple punches, slow but powerful. I only gave him 2 abilities in his ultimate. So ability 1 is he throws enemies back, like he grabs, it's a grapple and throw. And if it throws into something, it deals extra damage.
Nice.
2 is targeted rage. So you press the button down to lock onto someone and you release it to activate it. When you deal damage to them for the time period, it is increased exponentially. But if you deal damage to anyone else, it ends early. Which I felt played into his, like, getting revenge going into rage.
Yeah.
I think played into that.
Mm-hmm.
And then his ultimate is I considered, like, having some henchmen do some stuff for him, but I'm like, nah, not for this. So what he does is he pins an opponent down, like he grabs them and shoves them into the ground, and then he does area damage attack punches. So if someone's around him, they also get damaged.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So you're dealing a lot of damage to one, but you're also possibly hitting other
Yeah,
people.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. I felt since he's all brute force in this type of game, go all in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going off of those 2 characters, I'm going to reveal the map which is Hell's Kitchen.
Yes!
Yeah.
I'm
So,
assuming with Fisk Towers somewhere near there.
yeah. Essentially what it is going to be, the main draw, I didn't really have details for that other than it's going to have roofs where you can jump across.
Ooh,
So yeah.
make it roof based.
Roof
Yeah,
based.
that definitely set it apart from Midtown.
Yeah. Because we already have places in New York, so I was wanting something a little different, roof-based. It also gives Spider-Man some stuff as well, because
You kind of need like those tall walls.
yeah.
Is it the map? Is it? Do you have different types of it for the different modes,
No.
or which mode did you set it for, or is it for your new mode?
I didn't. It definitely be for the new mode, but I didn't go into that much for the map because I didn't really want to focus on that for this.
Yeah.
But basically, there'll be for the one where you go through the place, it'll just be down on the streets, where you're getting an area. It'll probably be like Fisk Tower.
Domination.
Domination will probably be like Fisk Tower and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Cool.
So going into the other 2 characters, these are ones that I personally really wanted in the game because I think they would be good additions, and it's Vision and Ultron.
Oh. Yeah, that's a little awkward
Yeah.
because Ultron comes out the 28th.
Did not know that. Which is soon for us. Well,
By the time this episode gets released, Ultron would have already been out.
alright, well, so since this is set before that, so this is what I want it to be, or wish it would be. Okay. Really, it's just adding the character.
Well, it'd be cool to see how close you are with his.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alright, so Vision, you guys know I'm an Iron Man main. So Vision would essentially be kind of like on the ground, almost melee version of him
Oh.
partially. So basically his main attacks are with his fists.
Mhm.
He's a duelist. But his first ability is his forehead beam. I don't know what you would call that.
Unibeam?
Side beam.
Yeah. Side beam. It would essentially act as Iron Man's Unibeam, where it would have a charge and then it'd run out. The second ability is it lets him phase through walls very briefly, help you move through places pretty quick. Ability 3 is lets him fly. It'd probably be, and it can stack with the second ability, so he can fly and phase through walls if you line it up right. But it's for a short amount of time. I considered having him like be able to switch between them, but the flying would be slower than I wanted. I was like, I think it's cooler if he can fly a little faster as an ability. His ultimate is he rushes at an opponent and grabs them by phasing through them, kind of like what we saw in Age of Ultron. He'll fly them up, and then he'll blast them down with the side beam into the ground. So it's just one person, but if you catch them, it deals a crazy amount of damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought that would be really cool.
Yeah.
For Ultron, he is a strategist, and he is completely ranged. His main attack is also with his fists. His first ability would be like a short beam, kind of like Iron Man's hand blasts. The second ability gives him a temporary shield. His third sets up heal bots, which I know we kind of already have, but these will be ones that move around and such. I didn't have too many ideas with it. I have ideas, but I didn't put them all down. But his ultimate, this is what summons other Ultrons to attack. He just basically summons them, they run around for a bit, and they can be killed early, but they deal damage, or they attack opponents. I figured that fit for an ultimate, since it's Ultron.
Yeah.
So, which is why I also didn't do that for Kingpin with Gez. Alright, so probably biggest edition, which is probably the hardest to do, is the game mode, and I called it roll mode. The idea is you go into the mode and you go to a map, and your team is automatically assigned hero or villain. So it gives you 6 characters for that specific map that you have to choose between.
Oh.
That was my idea for it. There's not enough characters for that, so some would be duplicated, and this would get better on as they add more to the roster.
Yeah, I was gonna say, here's the villains. There's not too many villains on there.
Yeah, I know. So what I did, and not everyone fits every map either. So there's some that like kind of fit the vibe, or some are just thrown in there. So I did some like basic areas, and every character currently on the roster as of this recording has a spot. So for the New York maps, for the heroes, I have Spider-Man, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, Hulk, Iron Fist, and Luna Snow. For the villains, I have Magneto, Venom, and Scarlet Witch. For Asgard areas, I've got, for heroes, Thor, Star-Lord, Human Torch, The Thing, and Moon Knight. For the villains, Hela, Magic, Psylocke, and of course Loki. For the Tokyo 2099, I only have heroes on this right now, and that's Penny Parker, Rocket, Groot, Mr. Fantastic, and Invisible Woman. For the Wakanda maps, did I delete Iron Man somehow?
You deleted your main.
Okay, so he's supposed to be in New York. So for Wakanda, I've got heroes Black Panther, Black Widow, Vision, Squirrel Girl, and Jeffrey the Land Shark.
Yay.
For the villains, I have Ultron and Namor. Namor because of the second Black Panther movie.
Well, he's also kind of back and forth a lot. So.
Yeah, that's why I was like, is he a villain? I'm calling him a villain.
Yeah.
And then there's also Hydra bases. So for heroes, I have Captain America, Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Cloak and Dagger, Mantis, and Iron Man. The villain I have for that is Adam Warlock.
You talked about duplicates. I think throwing in another Winter Soldier on that side would work.
Yeah. There's a few that I was like, I could just put Winter Soldier as the villain in Hydra, but a hero in Wakanda. And such, and then also I have to rebalance it so there's enough of each archetype as well. Yeah. But this is just my general idea of what this would look like.
Yeah.
So that's for the character's appearance for I forgot to add that. So that is not on the pitch. So this is just an additional idea that is not on the pitch. So for Daredevil, I was thinking Charlie Cox's like season 3, like his last look in the Netflix Daredevil series.
The one with the black? Yeah.
I like the new suit, but I don't like it as much. For Kingpin, I was thinking just a black shirt and white suit.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Pretty classic Fisk.
Yeah. For Vision, I was thinking similar to what he looks like in the MCU, but just with a lot more like grid lines on him, because he has those in, like, if you look at
a question about his cape.
Yeah.
Would you give him his classic collar?
I don't know.
His collar goes up pretty high.
Yeah.
Standardly.
You know what? Yeah, I would. I'd make him a lot big. It'd be like he'd be like a Doctor Strange style.
Yeah, that's kind of what his cape is.
Yeah. They have very similar ones. But I'd give him like super tech, so there'd be like grid lines on his face.
Yeah.
And for Ultron, I was thinking like the end of Age of Ultron, the big, bulky one. And then that way, when he summons his little Ultron bots, they'll seem smaller by comparison, but we can still have those cool Ultron styles as well.
Yeah.
And that's what I got for you.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, you just put me in the mood to play some more Marvel Rivals.
I know, we need to play.
Yeah. Daredevil, you absolutely sold me. I would definitely main Daredevil quite a bit.
Oh, for sure.
I really like the game mode and idea. I think that's a fun take on it. Of course, like you said, it needs a little bit of balance and tweaking, but just base value, it sounds really good. The other thing is, I was thinking about the rooftops for your map for Hell's Kitchen. While Domination is a good one, I think it would also work really good for their free-for-all mode. like
Oh,
fighting up
yeah.
on the rooftops if you get knocked down.
I've been waiting for free for all, and I forgot they added that.
Yeah, and you get knocked off the map, that takes you out.
Yeah.
I think that would be really fun.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a solid addition. It's with the exception of Ultron, who's by the point this episode comes out is going to be already a main character.
Yeah.
I think it was really good. I really like the characters he chose.
Yeah.
Oh, the battle style for hero mode is essentially just like essentially team deathmatch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's all I got. I was really happy with this one.
Yeah. I was worried about what you think of the game mode.
I think it's good face value.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it needs tweaking, but like, yeah, saying that these certain characters are here for like the aesthetic purpose of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I want matches like that.
Yeah.
See, I think it's a really good idea to have because it's a good idea to have this game mode because that's what these characters are, heroes and villains. I think what holds you back with it is just with how the game is, where the game's at right now, the villains.
Yeah.
It would be really cool to get if there was a MODOK villain and you had him on the Hydra base, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Punch your stupid
I
face.
considered adding bosses that would stay in one area and defeating them, dealing damage to them would get your team points or something like that. But I was like,
Yeah.
it seems like a little much. It's not really what I'm going for.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
The Hell's Kitchen map.
Mhm.
Do you see it more of both a capture the point and a defend the convoy, or is it one or the other?
It'd be one or the other. There'd be one where you're going through the streets and that's the convoy, and then there's one where it'd be more rooftop and that's capture the point.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. I was gonna say if it's mostly rooftop based, I mean,
Convoy would be different.
Marvel Rivals could definitely do a fun, unique take on the when they did Midtown. They had a whole new. Actually, all their convoy matches, they have a unique convoy that you're moving. So having one that goes over the rooftops, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Just curious because I don't think all of them have both options. I know Asgard has both options. Hydra, I don't think Hydra has a convoy.
Nope.
I closed my research, so I don't have another one.
As far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know. But I was just curious on is it both? Is it just one?
Yeah, it's, you got one on the streets and one up
Cool.
top.
Last point before I end my thoughts. Love your roster. I think having Kingpin in there would be weird, but I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool idea to have someone who doesn't necessarily like to get his hands dirty do just that.
Yeah.
I know Kingpin, his whole ordeal is when he gets angry, he'll kill you right there and then and there. But he prefers to sit back and just pay someone else to do it.
That's why it was so hard for me to figure out what he would do. But I just decided, you know what? This is when he goes to battle like this, he would just go all rage mode.
He releases primal rage.
Yeah, and that's also why I gave him the targeted rage ability. I felt like it really fit him.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I think the Daredevil targeting system might be a little hard.
Yeah.
Just because you would have to get.
It sounds super complex, but if you get that right, that will be such a great feature.
Yeah.
And you could potentially add that same feature to other characters, and that would be great. A Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, who could target specific parts of the body to slow you down. That would be cool as fuck.
Yeah. My idea was Hawkeye's ults, where there's shadows that if you do damage to them, you still do. It was like that, but it's on them. Yeah. And for the smaller ones like Rocket, it would be his entire head or something like that. Yeah. It would be enough that you could not easily, but realistically hit that, and you also wouldn't get too many. It would be 2 per use.
Yeah.
And each character would probably have 3 or 4 spots that generate randomly.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah. All right. Overall, pretty good.
Yeah.
Everyone had some good ones. All right.
Yeah. You ready to see what we're doing next time?
I am super ready. You want to find out?
Yeah,
Let's find out.
I don't really
let me
have
spin
anything
that
else
wheel.
to add.
Want it to be another video game?
Yeah, it's probably.
I kind of want to break from video games, honestly.
What Disney movie deserves to be live action? Wow, that's kind of crazy since we just put out a film review over the live action Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That'll be interesting.
I have none that come immediately.
Oh, yeah, I got one.
Okay. All right. That making me feel inadequate. I got nothing. Oh, got it. Anti-finishing it. All right.
But yeah, that one should be interesting to do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all so much for listening in on this episode. We had a lot of fun with it, and we hope you enjoyed listening in on it. Please be sure to follow us on Instagram, and make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us know, whose pitch would you like to play? And let us know about that down in the comments and in the poll. Have a great one, everyone.
So sorry, we cannot show the rest of this episode because this is downloadable content. Please.
$50? Are you serious?
Yeah, sorry.
For these three losers?
Thanks for listening to the Three Not So Wise Men. Krais Baker, Jack Green, and Austin Michaelis. Shout out to Louis Trotter for the awesome theme music. Have a good one, y'all.